traffic, congestion charges, and problems with finding a parking spot. All this makes doing business in a metropolis rather difficult. Our lives may be easier thanks to small delivery vans like the Ford Tourneo Courier, also known as the Transit in some markets. The Tourneo Courier is the smallest of Ford's 4 delivery vehicles. It's based on the Fiesta and B-Max and competes among others with Fiat Kubo and its panel van version Fiorino. Ford promises leading cargo and passenger space, intelligent solutions and high level of safety. Let's start with the boot. And access to the boot is not as easy as you would think, because I opened all the other doors, but I still have to press a button here. I have to press it twice, and only then I can open the boot door. Now, perhaps this has something to do with the safety and security, because you're not supposed to leave your key in the ignition when you're not monitoring the car, when you don't know what's happening with the car. And secondly, possibly if there is a thief, he or she will have difficulty in accessing the boot. The boot door opens up, which is good when it's raining, less so when the car is parked back against the wall. Traditional doors are available in the panel van version. Inside the boot, there is a shelf here. I can lift it and hopefully reach for something, and then it'll fall on my head. There is nothing to stop it. So what else can I do? I can remove it like so and slide it down there. Okay, reasonable. Or I can place it a level lower, like so, and then I have to secure it. And then in its promotional materials, Ford says that I can put something on it. Now, unfortunately, I haven't found information how heavy are the items that I can place on this shelf. It's, rather flexible. On the other hand, I found information in the car manual, and it says that I'm not supposed to put anything on it. So what's it gonna be, Ford? Perhaps something got lost in translation, right? The boot is just below 400 liters under the shelf, or 708 all the way to the roof. With the rear seats folded away, you get more than 1,650 liters and enough space to fit a Euro pallet. Unfortunately, due to the way the boot opens, you'll have to carry this Euro pallet yourself. The seats are easy to fold and not so easy to unfold. You need to press this yellow lever quite hard, and once it gives in, it's easy to scratch a finger or break a nail. Good access to the back through the sliding doors, or so you think, because you have to raise your leg, and once you raise your leg, you may hit your knee on this hook here. It's mounted on the back of the driver's and passenger seat on the other side there. But once I'm in, there is plenty of space. Obviously, this seat is set to my driving position. I'm 175 centimeters, tall or short, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, at the moment I've got plenty of space, and bear in mind this car is based on a Fiesta. However, what I don't like are these two rails sticking out down there, and obviously you can slide the seat back a lot and then I won't fit, but on these rails you can damage your shoes, so be careful about that. Otherwise, there is a picnic tray table here with a cup holder, and it says maximum load 3 kilograms, so no sleeping on this. There is a cup holder here, there is a little shelf cubby here. Okay, let's see what it's like in the front. There is a lot of space in the front. I even had to pump the seat up to see better outside. Plastics are hard, but there is a lot of storage. There is a shelf just under the roof, a large glove box, and a lot of space between the seats, where you can even fit a laptop. The driver gets an armrest, the passenger doesn't. And it's high time Ford does something about its infotainment system. There are too many buttons, the display is too small, it's difficult to see anything. It's best if you don't take the sat-nav, because it's just expensive and the display is too small. Instead, Ford offers a special smartphone holder, so chances are your smartphone is bigger and your sat-nav is better than what Ford has to offer. Save yourself a lot of money. And now, let's see what it's like on the road. Under the bonnet of this example is a 3-cylinder 100 horsepower EcoBoost petrol engine, a 3-time Engine of the Year winner in various categories. You can also choose a 1.5 diesel or a 1.6 diesel, producing respectively 75 or 95 horsepower. All three are mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. The small petrol engine is refined and it likes to rev. Okay, at higher revs you can hear it's a 3-cylinder engine, but I like the way it sounds. I have no problem with 3-cylinder engines. It pushes the Courier from 0 to 100 km per hour in just above 12 seconds. This example is equipped with start and stop system, and the manufacturer claims it will do 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers in the urban cycle and a liter less in the combined cycle, but I'm struggling to keep it around 7 in combined cycle. This car is ready for eCall. It's a pan-European system, emergency system, which works with your mobile phone in this case, and should you have a crash, it will inform the rescue services if the airbags were deployed, how fast were you going, where are you, and so on. It doesn't do that without your approval, so when you pair a phone, you can specify that the car can use your location and information to contact the emergency services. But that's neat. I mean, don't think that someone is trying to follow you, monitor you. Think about it. You may have an accident. It may not be your fault. It may be another driver. It may be a wild animal. And you may not be able to call the emergency services. And even before you call the emergency services, it may be a couple of minutes after the accident, after the incident. And this system will notify the emergency services immediately and give them your exact location. I mean, there is no address here on this road, right? At first I had to get used to how this car gets a boost at low revs. Probably the idea is that the car doesn't stall, especially when it's heavily loaded. I noticed this with the Ford Focus 1.0 EcoBoost engine. With greater load, the car would stall when starting. Here, when I'm moving, the car gets an extra boost, but I got a lot of wheel spin at the beginning before I got used to it, so I have to ride the clutch a bit. The Courier will spend most of its life in the city, where it will move around at a slow pace, but should you drive it outside of town, like I am right now, well, you will feel it's a big car. It's a tall car. There is some wind noise, the car rolls in the corners. Well, it's to be expected of a car like this. However, interestingly enough, it's got very sharp, very responsive steering. I got into this car straight away from a family minivan, and I noticed how responsive this car is, how quickly it reacts to the driver inputs. So, you know, even though you're driving a minivan, you will have fun driving it. The Tourneo Courier is also relatively easy to maneuver. The turning radius is just above 5 meters, but Fiat Cubo needs half a meter less. One thing that annoys me in Fords is this slippery road warning light on the dash here. I mean, I know it's necessary, but first of all, it's bright orange, and most of the time I think that it's the engine light. Second of all, at night it's very bright, so it actually blinds me. And thirdly, it comes on when it's below 5 degrees. So here in Poland, it's on from, let's say, mid-autumn to mid-spring. It never comes off. On paper, Ford Tourneo Courier is fuel efficient and emits little CO2. This should make it cheap to tax and hopefully offset its price. The Courier starts at around 15,000 euros, and this example with extras costs close to 19 grand. Watch more of my reviews and subscribe to my channel. New reviews every Friday. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Google+. You'll find all the links in the description below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.